Hello, welcome to the Real Bit Wars. I'm Chris, and it's a new year, and we have some new pickups to show you. First and foremost, for Christmas, my wife gave me this shirt. I'm not sure why, though. I mean... She's in another castle? Why was I in this one? Freak. Alright, so I got some new DVDs. Once again, Screenwave Media seems to be liquidating the old stock from the AVGN stuff. These were $2 a piece. These are the old ones that had like the mural on the side, so I got there a little bit late. I missed out on volumes 1 and 4, but other than that, I got all of them. I know, you can watch this stuff on YouTube, but these are just cool, man. I like collecting this kind of stuff. In addition to that, I got a couple of more DVDs. This one was dirt cheap on Amazon. It's just a monster movie mashup. There's 7 old movies on here, including like some Hammer stuff and things like that that I'm really interested in. And at my local thrift store, I found this bad boy, Star Wars Droids. I almost passed it up because I think I do already have this on VHS, but I thought, what the heck? And then I picked up this sticker because it's just awesome. If you've ever seen They Live, you probably understand what that's referencing, but Roddy Piper stars in the movie, and then you have Vince McMahon as like one of the aliens. No! The pull tab came off my can! Dude, no way. Freak. Alright, next up, I'll bore you out of your minds with some books. I'm really into this band called Bad Religion, and they released this called Do What You Want. It just chronicles their whole history. It's a band I was really into back in my teenage years, and I kind of lost interest, but in more recent years, I've began reacquiring a lot of their albums and everything. And this actually inspired me to buy the only album that I was missing. Perhaps their most infamous one, Suffer. So after getting that completed the set. The book also mentioned that the singer, Greg Graffin, had written some books of his own, and given the fact that I was just kind of in the mood at that point, I decided to pick one of those up. This is not music related though. The guy is a professor of biology. It wasn't that long ago you never would have seen me reading something called Population Wars, but I think it's important to expand one's horizons every now and then. As you can probably guess by the title, it does touch up on that sort of thing, Population Wars, but rather than delving too much into that, it uses it more as like a reference point for what he's really passionate about. It's these battles that you see between organisms, whether they be microscopic or mammals, and I found it really fascinating. And before we finish up with the music, a band that was mentioned in the Bad Religion book, Descendants, has a new album. And to explain, these were songs written back in the 70s. They then got the original lineup back together and recorded the music in the early 2000s, and they did not get around to laying down the vocal tracks until 2020. But yeah, really cool band, and I'm loving this album. I think we're going kind of heavy on music for this episode. You might have seen last year I got that 3-inch Weird Al record with the Ramones covers. Well, now they did a more proper, full, like 12-inch single release of this. It's a split with Osaka Popstar. Everything on here is all Ramones covers, whether they be live or studio recordings. This is more like it. That 3-inch one was okay, but this is way better. And as I have always mentioned, I collect Ninja Turtles music, and it's a little odd that I did not have these yet, but I decided to get all 3 of the albums on CD. Alright, and last but most certainly not least, recently I was at an indoor flea market and there was a guy selling some video games in there. He had a stack of Genesis games with a flat rate of $10 a piece. The majority of them were really overpriced, but I saw one of them in there, and as I picked it out, he even told me, hey, that's a really good deal for that game. And he's not kidding. Warrior of Rome. This is 100% complete. This thing is nice and minty. And then from the same guy, I noticed that he had a Super Nintendo controller sitting on his table. And when I inquired about the price, it turns out it was actually bundled with something I've been wanting for a very, very long time. I don't know if you call this the Super Nintendo Model 2 or if the Mini is the proper term. I've heard both used for it, but finally, I got one of these in the collection. It's complete with all the hookups. It's in great condition. The controller is as well. And again, really fantastic price compared to what it usually goes for. So I'm very happy to finally have this. So as we ring in the new year, There's definitely plenty to be grateful for. However, 2021 wasn't the easiest year for us here at the Real Bit Wars. Unfortunately, both Mike's father and my mother-in-law passed away last year, and sometimes it's difficult to find the words, so rather than trying, I'll just leave you with this.